What is going on, guys? Welcome to the fifth round of the Rivalcade CSGO July blowout for $5,000. These teams are playing tonight in hopes to win the prize pool of the first place team, $2,500. And right now we have Broken Alliance versus Never Stop Gaming. Two teams that have made it very far today, have been playing a very long day today, and it's going to be Broken Alliance who actually wins the pistol round and decides to stick with the CT side. So we are going to see exactly what they decide to do for their CT side here. It looks like they have three players buying armor. All five players now actually have bought armor, and for Never Stop Gaming, we have a couple people on armor, and then we have Next TV and Almost on some smokes and some flashes. So your lineup for Broken Alliance is Mystic, Monal, Yo-Yo, Hopping Around, and Douglas, while on Never Stop Gaming we have Next TV, Tricks, Messy Hairs, Almost, and Meanie. So Never Stop Gaming is doing a hard A hit here actually, and it's going to be Almost who gets the first frag of the game and of this round. Hopping Around once into the battle, and he is going to pick up Almost, so it's going to be dropped down to a 4v3 situation, but it still is going to be this retake situation here. And Hopping Around going big, picking up two more frags. Yo-Yo coming in, chiming in with one of his own, and now it's all left up to Meanie, and it's going to be Hopping Around, 4 frags, 4 huge headshots, and there's going to be plenty enough time to get the defuse, so a huge round there by Hopping Around. That was incredible. And so it seemed like they had him cornered there in that position below sight, and then as fast as you could think that he was going to be taken out of the round, he actually picks up 3 more headshots there. So a huge round by Broken Alliance, Hopping Around in particular. The first round on the board towards the CT side. So on Cobblestone here, actually just recently there was a change to the map where they added some stairs on B platform. I'm sure we'll see them here within a few minutes. And so the map has actually been balanced out a little bit more. People were saying that it was becoming a little bit more T-sided, but now it's really quite an even map, I would say, a little bit in favored towards the CT side because of the new changes, but really you're looking at something around like an 8-7, 9-6. They're doing a good job of really balancing out all these maps. And so in this round, we see Never Stop Gaming just going for some upgraded pistols. As you can see, they have 4 P250s, and then they have Nex, I believe, who got a kill or two, going for a little bit more of an upgraded pistol, which is the Tech 9 there. And then on the side of Broken Alliance, we have this Scout on Hopping Around, but just some SMGs or light rifles on the remaining 4 players.
Bit of a waiting game here.
Yeah, so I'm assuming what's going on here is it looks like they're going to want to take this drop room, as there are 3 players up in this position, but it's just going to be a matter of time. Just they're trying to kind of toy with them a little bit to see if maybe they'll move some guys out and think, oh, it's going to be, you know, a late hit at long or a late hit at B to try and, you know, leave some room open for them to come down in this drop area. And so now as they kind of show some presence at A, they're hoping, you know, they're trying to pull for a rotate here. And so let's see what happens. It's actually Messy's going to backstab Mono, but it is going to be 3 kills in favor of Broken Alliance. So it's going to be left up all to Messy Harris. And it just seemingly didn't work out as good as it planned because they were kind of expecting it. You know, they see that there was no bomb on the 2 guys that were coming long A, so they figured that right when they spotted the bomb over towards B, they knew, you know, we should kind of head over towards B because, you know, obviously if the bomb's down, there's no way that they can win the round.
Sure.
And so into this round, because the first round, Next TV was who was able to plant the bomb, because he was able to plant the bomb and give them that little bit of extra money in the first round, they are actually able to buy up here. So you can see that it's a very light buy because there's nobody that has more than 2 grenades. Typically, like you can see on the Broken Alliance side, they have fire, smoke, flashes, kits, but on the Never Stop Gaming side, there's only a couple of players with some extra flashbangs and potentially a smoke grenade. And so again, we're seeing another slow play, which, to be honest, is something that we haven't seen in the previous matches. We've seen a lot of aggression, either by either the CT team or the T team. There was always seeming to be a team that would just play with such heavy aggression, but here you're seeing a little bit more of a formal play where the CTs are just holding angles and the Ts are just, you know, they're taking it slow, they're checking all their angles. Yeah, so Nex tries to boost over that smoke there. Pretty much in any position, if you're standing right behind a smoke, you can have a player crouch down, and you can boost on top of them. And now you're going to see hopping around with a nice shot there onto Almost. Mono's going to chime in with one of his own, but it is going to be Trix, who does trade out for Douglas. And over here, Yo-Yo gets that long-range SMG kill. So the trades are favoring Broken Alliance, and it's kind of funny because Broken Alliance are still like on the UMP, the Scout, the FAMAS, some of the lighter weapons. But it is Mono actually in like this really good position here that catches Meanie off guard and then is able to just get that kill. Or I'm sorry, catches Messi off guard and then is able to get the kill on Meanie as well. And so one thing that you do want to note is that hopping around actually, he got rid of the Scout and he's upgrading to the Ops. So the Scout is a two-shot weapon, while the AWP is a one-shot weapon to pretty much anywhere but the Shinner below. As you can hear, for Never Stop Gaming, it seems like it's just going to be a bust. They're going to see if they can just overrule one of these guys, get rid of a gun, which they're going to do. Mono does pick up two, but Nex is able to pick up an AK and take a weapon out of the hands of the CT. But Douglas is going to come in, he's going to clean up the last three, so...
Wow. So 4-0, what does Never Stop Gaming need to do here? They change strategy at all, or?
Yeah, I mean, so in their first buy round, now we're getting into the second buy round here, is one of the things is that we haven't seen an op on Never Stop Gaming side. It's not a, usually, you know, on some closer corner maps, like something like Inferno, or even a Cache, you might not see an op on the T side. But on a map like Cobblestone, where it's so open and there's so many long-range things, like as you're watching them coming out of B here, there's so many long-range areas where an op can be beneficial to the T side. So I'd like to see if maybe they could take advantage of having an op in place. But let's see what happens here. And so it's going to be 2 kills for Yo-Yo, or I'm sorry, for hopping around. Yo-Yo is getting one of his own, though. But Meanie doing a lot of work, picking up 3 frags and only taking 9 HP of damage. So he has 3 kills on the round, but he's going to need all 5. It's going to be a 1v5 situation if he does pull this off. So let's see. Mono already pushed up behind him, so he's kind of caught here. The bomb's in between Mono and Douglas, and he has to go get it if he wants to try and win this round. And what Douglas and Mono are doing right now are they're just simply listening for his footsteps. So Meanie just has to, if he checks his corners, I don't know that he can see the barrel of Mono's gun peeking out there around that corner. So he's just got to check his corners, and he shouldn't have a problem doing this. He also has a molly and a flash. It actually just picked up a smoke there that he can work with. So yeah, so that goes out. And so now I think Mono's going to try and hit the backstab here, and Douglas, Douglas is in such a good position, and that's like perfect teamwork there. Right when he peeked one, both guys popped out so that if one guy went down, the other one would be there to backstab him. So they played that perfectly there. And so no, now that we're probably looking at what is going to be a 6-0, unless they can, you know, these pistols have proven to be super powerful in the past. It's a matter of whether or not they can get themselves up into aggressive positions quick enough before Broken Alliance like really sets their roots for the rounds. And if they're able to do that, there's a chance that they can, you know, they could potentially win this round. As you can see, like Almost is already here long before Yo-Yo has really even set up. He has a grenade out, and so there you're going to see the kill. And if they can pick up these weapons, they do have armor to work with, so it is possible in the round. And that's why, at least I think this game is so fun, because you're never out of a round if you have these powerful pistols. So it's going to come down to some aim battles here, and it looks like the CT side is winning. I'm almost on 2 kills for the round. Let's see if he's going to be able to pick up any more. The answer is going to be no. So Mono picks up 3, Mystic picks up 2. That's just a gold hold right there. And, you know, after getting overrun there at long, they had a quick rotate because they knew, okay, it's a save round. You know, they heard that they were only on pistols, and they saw all of them at one time. So they figured it was just going to be a hard bust to a site to maybe try and get the bomb plant down, something like that. And so this is the big thing here. You see Almost picking up the op in the round, which is, I mean, it's what I wanted to see, is to see if maybe he can use the op to his advantage. So you see him, he kind of whiffs a shot there, and oh, there you go. Now he trades it back. So Almost getting that entry frag there, and that's really what I wanted to see, because you saw a little bit of that aggression by Broken Alliance, and you didn't really have the right weapons to counter it for Never Stop Gaming. So now that they have that op, if anybody pushes into a position that they shouldn't be, that op is super, super powerful to pick those players off. And so now you can see they're playing it super smart. And actually, Trix is over here is going to actually pick up a frag too. They're playing it super smart. They're not taking heavy aggression on just one pick. So after one pick, you still kind of want to play it slow because there's still 4 players that you have to deal with. And oh my gosh, Mystic boosted up here is going to actually catch 2 of them off guard by hiding in that corner. So, and that's why you want to be careful what you do, is because just as fast as you get 1 or 2 picks, if you're not careful about what you're doing and you're not executing in a very strategic way, that's exactly what can happen to you. So Mystic is just actually, oh my gosh, Mystic going crazy, picking up 4 on the round. So it's all going to be left up to Almost with this AWP. He has 1 frag on the round. He's actually going to get hopping around, so it's going to come down to a 1v1 situation. He's going to pick up Mystic through the walls there. Oh my gosh. Almost.
Gaming gets their first round.
Yeah, so it does take 7 rounds, but they do end up getting their first round here. And, it's just, for me, it's a lot about momentum. So now that they do have that op in the hands of Almost is actually, I think it's going to prove to be very big for his team. In a 1v2 situation, was able to clutch that out, and so hopefully that gives him enough momentum to to take into these next rounds. Because like I said, another situation that they're in now is after losing about 5 or 6 rounds in a row, you get put on that max loss bonus. And so when you win a round and lose a round, it will reset your economy. So it's imperative that they string rounds together, so that they start to kind of build an economy, build some momentum, because if they're unable to do that, then they'll just never get themselves back in the game far enough. And so we do see some bullets being exchanged here at Long B, and then this calculated push by Almost. And so you kind of see a default here. There's some players, if you look at the map, you see that there's there's just players all across the board. There's some over towards A, there's some over towards B, there's some working in this mid area. And so it's very much a default. They're just seeing, how far will Broken Alliance allow them to push up, because the more map control, the better, the better position the T's are in. The more control that they have of the map, the more places that they eliminate, the more focus that they can be on one site or one area of that site. So, and so you already see actually Messi picking up that kill at Long B. So again, I like the way that they're playing it. It's very tactical. Even though they're getting a kill, they're not just taking that for granted and saying, oh, okay, this is where their weak link is going to be, because there is still a chance, see again, like this, where there's an extra player hiding in a position where he maybe typically wouldn't be. And so now that they've spotted 2 or 3 players towards B, it's actually going to be some sort of an A hit. So you see Next being a little bit aggressive here into the connector, but it is going to be Mono who holds off 2 of them. So it is all going to be on Next TV. So Next TV only on 10 HP. He's just going to get cornered by all 4 of them. So. And so now, this is exactly what I was worried about. So you see now, because they won a round and lost a round, now they're just on the pistol buys. And that's what I was afraid of, is like, if you don't build that momentum up front, then it's kind of, in some cases, it can screw you more than it helps you, because now their economy's reset, when really if they would have lost that round, they could have bought up in this round and tried again. And so unfortunately, they're stuck on just a P250 buy, but let's see if they can make anything of it here. If they go into this drop-down position, it may be good. Let's see if they can... Next TV just couldn't connect on any shots there.
Yeah.
And so let's see, like I said, in this round, in rounds like these, you're just trying to, like hopping around, for example, he has that $5,000 weapon. If you can take that out of the hands of him, he's going to have to rebuy that, which is going to keep their economy low. So the goal here is to potentially get a bomb plant, which gives you a couple extra $100. But mostly it's to try and just get as many kills as possible, because every kill you get with your $300 pistol may take away $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 of an opponent's gear. And so there you go. You see a kill coming in by Meanie. It could have been better, but it also could have been worse. So, one kill is definitely better than none. And so now on this buy-up, this is critical, because again, you can see how low the money is on the T side. You have no player even above $300. So if they lose this one, you're going to be talking about a potential save situation again. So, and at this point, like I said I believe like 2 games ago, it's like when you're at 8-1, like yes, you can come back from it, and yes, you can kill enough people to make it manageable to buy up in the next round or this and that. But at this point, you have to start winning rounds because at 8-1, you're at a 7-round deficit and you're not even halfway through the game yet. So it's imperative that you just start winning rounds rather than worrying about your economy and things like that. But as I talk, Mono comes in with a backstab there, but he actually is going to get cut out from Next TV here in the middle of that reload. So the trades don't go exactly 1-for-1, but you do have hopping around all the way down on 14 HP. And when you look at the Never Stop Gaming side, they all pretty much, other than Meanie down in HP, down a little bit more after the fire. This is potentially doable for Never Stop Gaming if they put themselves in the right position. Because as you can see right now, there's actually 3 CT players over here towards the B site. They only have 1 player to work with over here towards A, so they're choosing the right side to go to. It's just a matter of whether or not Yo-Yo is going to catch them out. So you can hear him. He hears those footsteps going up that long area, so it's a matter of if he's going to be able to quickly come in to backstab him. And so hopping around on 14 HP is actually going to be able to pick up a kill. And that's very unfortunate because it only takes a bullet to get rid of him. And so Yo-Yo coming into this position, he's going to be able to pick up one, and he does pick up the second. Wow. So he does end up causing a little bit of damage there. And so now, yeah, we're going to see them. I'm assuming there's a chance they just start forcing up here because it's, like I said, it's more about needing to just get the wins rather than just like, oh, we can afford this, we can afford that. But it looks like they're just going for a little bit more powerful pistols, which, that doesn't necessarily always go for broke, as we've seen in the past. It's a matter of how fast they can get themselves in positions to catch some people off guard.
So at what point do you just go a 5-man rush on one side, and just try to overwhelm them?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, this would be a position in which I would try and do that. It's like I prefer personally is I like to see them do it when they're on these pistols because the key thing about pistols is that a lot of these pistols are one shot. The Deagle's a one-shot headshot. The P250, if you're in close enough range, is a one-shot headshot, and the Tech 9, to about a couple hundred units, so like mid-range is also a one-shot headshot. So I'd like for them to go to some close corner push, which would be like through long A or through A mid. But when they're giving, like for example, you're going to see hopping around here, when they're giving them these long-range battles, you're going to see the people with the long-range rifles or the sniper rifles, prevail.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. Especially down 9-1, you got to kind of start taking chances.
Exactly, and especially like in this position when they're going 1 by 1, you just really need to start overwhelming a guy. So you see here, Messi goes in 1 by 1, and they're just giving him like 1 versus 1 situations where like he's dropped down to 50 HP, but if everybody would have fought him at once, there's a chance they could have lost a weapon or two. So
right,
you see them hardly do any damage in that round. And actually, I like this here. If this pause is so it's Never Stop Gaming's pause. This is a good pause to take because I think at this point they've won 1 round, but they lost 6, won 1, then gave up 4. So we're talking about them hardly having any momentum whatsoever. That 1 round, yeah, it is nice to at least have 1 round on the board rather than 0, but because of how it fits right in the middle, like 6 rounds, you get on that max loss bonus. Then you lose, so it resets your economy. Now you're back on that max loss bonus, so you don't want to do the same thing that you just did. You want to buy effectively, and you want to make sure that you start stringing these rounds together. So I think they need to think this through here, exactly what's going on, because to me it seems like they have the ability. They're getting kills. There are people getting kills in these rounds, but it doesn't feel very teamworky to me. Yeah, meaning, it's like
you were saying, they're trying to 1v1 and win the trades, and they're just not.
Right, and so this is the second time only out of, we're going into the 12th round, this is the second time only that we've seen almost with this AWP. The first time that he had the AWP, I believe he got 2 or 3 kills, so I'd like to see how that plays in, because that initial pick, whether that be at mid or at long, but that initial pick gives Never Stop Gaming a good opening towards the site. But it's just a matter of fact that, I'd actually like to see them kind of man up and just go in as a team and just take the aim duel as a team and just see if they can just simply overpower them with like sheer aim.
They got to try something.
Yeah. And so actually, see, here we go. We see Nex with a little bit of an aggression here through the smoke, just catching Monal off guard. And then we see Almost at that long B platform getting that pick. So Almost coming in big with that AWP once again, which is, like I said, that's something that I definitely wanted to see. And so now you see a little bit more of some teamy stuff, some boosts. I'm hoping maybe because they're holding on to a lot of smokes deep into the round that you might see some sort of smoke execute here towards long B. And so there are only 3 players remaining for the Broken Alliance side, so it is a 5v3 advantage. It'd be bothersome to lose this, as if they do just play together, they'll never encounter, they'll never be in a situation where they have to be at the disadvantage. So Nex is going to come in here, and he's actually going to get the frag onto Douglas, and now Trix and his teammate are going in a drop, so working a little bit better together, and that leaves just Mystic on his own. And I think there's no reason for Mystic... I don't know, Mystic can do more damage by going for this and trying to kill as many players because of how low the economy is for the T side. So if you take a look, like you see there's only one guy that's a little bit over $1,000. So if he's able to, take some, and actually he finds an op. So now it changes the story a little bit because he's saving about $7,000 worth of gear between his kit, his armor, the sniper rifle. But you have to make that decision because if you look at the CT side compared to the T side, like the CTs have $9,000, $6,000, $10,000, $7,000, $7,000. So it's like, you can rebuy an AK or an M4 for like $2,000 or $3,000. But what you might be able to do by getting 2 or 3 kills is cause, Never Stop Gaming to be able to buy in this round. Maybe they just have to get stuck on a pistol or something for the round because you stole their gun at the end of the previous round. And so now this is where it gets interesting again. They're able to win that round, but it's a matter of putting rounds together because same position this time is if they were to lose this round, their economy would be reset, and then they'd be on a position where they wouldn't be able to buy again. And so, and like I said, on the CT side, you see the ability for them to come back out and rebuy completely. You see them, everyone has everything that they want, all the grenades in the world, the armor, the kits, everything. So, Never Stop Gaming not only needs to win this to make sure that their economy stays good, but they also need this to start kind of breaking Broken Alliance's economy because they've had so much money and they just can continue to buy and buy. And so they need to do it for both themselves, but also to both stop Broken Alliance for just sitting on loads of cash. So again, it is a little bit of a slow play. Nex taking the fight with Mono there, and see, it's the things like that that irk me a little bit because it's Nex had a teammate behind him, near behind, and if they would have worked together, that would have been a position where, okay, maybe Nex dies, but at least his teammate's there to finish off the other guy as well, so that the trades go 1 for 1. And in this case, Nex being alone in a position where he probably shouldn't be, through a smoke, fighting a guy that he shouldn't fight alone, now he's just handed Broken Alliance the advantage.
Look at that chicken. What is that chicken doing?
It's doing a good job of running into the wall. And so now we're going to see Trick. Actually, Trick does take the fight there, and he's able to pick up one, but it is going to be Douglas and Mystic who return, hopping around. Now they're all over towards the B side. It's going to be all up on the Mini again. He's done this before, and he's only going to be walking away with only 1 kill there. So again, this time it's the guy. It's just... Honestly, it's a lack of teamwork. It's Trix, went into drop room. He was able to get the first pick, but still, then he falls in the drop room. There's another guy there in which he takes that one-on-one battle where the guys all the way over at long B can't help him take the battle of the 2 guys that are by connector. And so again, you see, they're able to buy up a little bit better now because of how many kills they got in the previous rounds, but it's still not preferable. And it looks like actually it's just some heavy aggression here, and this is maybe something that we wanted to see, just some heavy, quick aggression, and actually the trades are going to go 1 for 1, so it is going to be a 3-on-3 situation. And they've actually done some good smokes here to where they can actually plant the bomb pretty safely without any of the opponents seeing them, but it's a matter if they stick behind these smokes, and actually you're going to see Monal pushes behind the smoke and is able to pick up 2, and it's now left on Messy Hairs.
1 more.
It's a 1-on-1 situation. He has 4 kills so far, and he's not looking the right way. It's going to be Yo-Yo that picks him off. And so he gets 4 kills just to lose it by just 1.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been nice. It would have been a big swing there.
Yeah, and I mean, even if it didn't give a huge, lump sum of momentum to Never Stop Gaming, and at least would make Messi Harris feel good to be able to pick up 5 kills, win around for his teammate, maybe, inject some fuel into some of the players. You see some botch grenades there, yeah. Okay, so again, we're seeing this fast aggression, which it kind of worked last round, so I'd like to see if it would work, but I don't know that running through the smoke with the bomb is the best way to do that. Running away from the site with the bomb is not not quite the smartest idea. Running through a smoke away from the site with the bomb is a couple things that you don't want to hear in the same sentence. And so we see 13-2. We see really a huge half by Broken Alliance there. And I'd like to take a look at the scoreboard and see what the kills have stacked up to be. But I think for as far as I was concerned, Broken Alliance, it was a pretty even. It felt pretty even. It didn't feel like there was one player that was going off, doing insanely crazy. It felt like it was pretty even between the team, as to everyone was kind of holding their ground. When it came to a big play by this player or this player, they were all showing up when needed.
Right.
And so I always love that server reset. Everybody gets wiped. So yeah, as you can see, it's really only Yo-Yo is the one that's kind of fallen behind. He's 4 kills behind. But you see Monal at 18, Douglas at 15. So it's 18, 15, 13, 14. So they're all really, really close. So everyone is everyone is showing up for Broken Alliance, which is something that you definitely want to see. So going into this pistol round, one thing that you do want to note is that Next TV has actually opted to get a kit, which is something that we've seen a lot more as of lately. But on the side of Broken Alliance, there is a lot of armor. So it is going to be Mono who comes in with the first one. Mono's actually going to get 2. And so now we see the bomb being planted. And we're hardly seeing any return kills. Trick's able to get 1. Oh, Yo-Yo just botching some shots there. But it is going to be Yo-Yo who picks up the final kill on Next. So, wow, that was just a really, really clean round. And I think that just came down to... hitting your shots.
Well, they were aggressive there. They pushed out quickly. They were, much less tentative than they'd been earlier.
Right, and that's one of the things about why people sometimes have said that this map is kind of T-sided, which is why they made the adjustments to that platform at Long B, is to give the CTs a little bit more of an advantage, so that it's a little bit more even. But as you noted in that round and in other rounds, is that the Ts can almost get out of that Long B platform almost as fast as the CTs can get there to start holding it.
Right.
And so if you do have that quick, heavy aggression, it is possible for you to beat them and just overwhelm them by just potentially just running out to site as quick as possible. And then with the use of, some smoke grenades or something like that, it just kind of secures around for you. And so almost in a good position to maybe stop this bomb plant. Actually it's going to get taken out from Yo-Yo. And it's going to be left up to Messi Harris, drop down to 8 HP. And it's going to be Yo who does that. So, I talk a little trash about Yo-Yo, and he says, no, I'll catch up with the rest of the pack. So,
yeah.
So now, you see Mono on 21 kills, but everyone really, really working. They're working very well as a team. And on the Never Stop Gaming side, it's it's just a matter of a lack of confidence now. The 2 rounds that you get, you couldn't follow up. You couldn't push momentum in. And so really it's just a matter of, having confidence to make big plays. And so let's see if Next can do it. It looks like Next is the one in the best position to do it. Mono actually already has 2 kills, so if somebody's going to come in huge, it has to be Next here. Next is going to be able to pick up 1. Trix actually gets 1 as well, so it's brought back to a 3-on-3 situation. And actually... the equipment value probably favoring Never Stop Gaming a little bit. They have 3 FAMAS, while Yo-Yo's still on a MAC-10, and then hopping around has that Scout. So this is definitely doable. It's just a matter if they go in as a team, if they work as a team. So you can see, here we go. It's going to be the retake. Yo-Yo's going to get Next from behind, and now Trix knows where he's at. They're kind of running out of time. Trix does have a kit, however, but he's getting backstabbed as he's dealing with the guy on site. He's going to be able to pick up 1. It's all going to come down to Yo-Yo. He does have a kit to work with, but he needs to work quickly. and Yo-Yo just playing with him, and he knows. And that's more of a typical white flag that you see being waved rather than sitting AFK in spawn. And so that's just a good play by Yo-Yo there to play with the bomb time there and take advantage of the fact that he had to. It was either he had to defuse or he had to go and kill him, and so he got stuck in between that decision. But man, we're seeing a lot of good teams, but we haven't seen the good teams play one another yet.
Sure.
We see a lot of we're seeing a lot of 16-2, 16-1, 16-0, score lines, but at some point this will get really, really good.
Well, we had a few competitive matches in round 4, or at least a couple.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we got a lot of 16-2s, 16-3s. But yeah, Broken Alliance had their toughest matchup in round 4 against Money Team.
Yeah, that just finalized. And I don't know, the thing with Cobblestone is that potentially, Cobblestone isn't a map that I would say is frequently favored by teams, especially amateur teams in North America. And so, sometimes you get a team that really likes Cobblestone, that practices Cobblestone, that's good at Cobblestone. So when it comes to something like this, it simply might just be a 16-2 scoreline just because one team has practiced Cobblestone more, they have better strats, they've put more time into it, while another team is kind of sticks with some more of the basic maps, like things that you see played a lot more often, like Mirage, Cache, Dust 2, those kind of maps. And Cobblestone is usually, it's more of an off-the-wall map. And so sometimes, it's not, every team has a bad game. Every team can be 16-2. There's professional teams that lose 16-2. And, that might be the case here. These teams are all really good. They've been playing very long today. They've made it very far into the tournament. And, so props for them for nonetheless making it, 5 rounds into the tournament.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.